What's up guys, it's Jeremy Blanton with Remax Southern Shores, and I do a lot of videos on this channel and I get a lot of commenters, get a few haters along the way that say, of course you're a salesman, so all you're going to do is talk about the great things of living in Myrtle Beach and you never really give us the true story. Honestly, I think I do a pretty decent job of sharing the pros and cons, but I guarantee by the time I finish today's video, you will have no doubt that I'm going to share with you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Why? Because today I'm going to share with you 5 things that totally suck about living in Myrtle Beach. So let's get into this. The first thing that I want to talk about is probably one of the biggest frustrations of living in our area, and that is simply the weather. Yeah, the weather. It can be all over the place. We have during the spring and during the fall these times where it is 80 degrees one day, 40 degrees the next. Then we'll have, after that, a week of 70-degree time, followed by a week where it doesn't get above 50. And it just drives you nuts because you can never plan. At home, we have to grab our Amazon Alexa and say, Alexa, what's the weather going to be today? So that we know how to dress each and every day. At night, my kids each have their own one and they're in their room going, Alexa, what's the temperature going to be at 6 a.m.? Yeah, so they have to plan for their 6 a.m. bus ride to school, but they also have to plan in layers for the afternoon ride home where the morning's 30 and the afternoon's 75. So you have to be careful with it. The other part is this. We have a lot of hot, warm, humid weather in our area. People who come here from places like Texas go, yeah, we're used to hot. This is no big deal. I had a good friend who moved here a while back, and he was here only a few months and said, I can't take this humidity. I'm out of here. And he ran back to Texas. Why? Because he wasn't used to it. Yes, you can have 90 degrees there and 90 degrees here, but ours is going to be much more extreme because with the humidity, it feels like 108 to 110 at times. The other part with the weather is this. It causes a lot of pollen in our area. During the springtime, you're going to have to wash your car each and every day. You're going to be taking trips. It's best to just go to the places that have the memberships and get it where you can do the free wash on a regular basis because you're going to be doing it each and every day. It's so annoying to walk out and find yellow junk all over your car each and every time. The other part then to it is that it will mess with your sinuses. Your allergies will be miserable. I've had my nose broken twice when I was a child, and so I now am literally taking a Zyrtec each and every day just to try to combat it. On days when allergy season is real high, I'm also taking a shot of Flonase each and every day just to try to get through the day without having a consistent cough and postnasal drip. So your allergies can wreak havoc on you thanks to the weather. That, my friends, is the first thing that I think just really sucks about living here in the Myrtle Beach area. The second thing on the list that kind of stinks about living here in the area is that Myrtle Beach as a whole can be kind of a boring city. There's not really a huge downtown. There's not a big nightlife scene. There's not a ton of things to do unless you're doing the tourism things. Things like public transportation, they're non-existent in our area. My wife, she moved here from Atlanta, Georgia. And when she got here, she's like, Jeremy, where's the public transportation? Where do I go to get the bus? Where do I go to get on the subway? And I'm like, well, honey, first off, we're not having a subway here. If we did, it would be underground with water because you would have so much with it being at the low sea level. Secondly, we don't really have a public transportation. There are a few buses that run around the city during the peak parts of the year, but overall, there's not a quick and easy public transportation to get you around. So what does that mean? You're going to have to use things like Uber or taxis to do that. The other big complaint that I get is that Myrtle Beach as a whole is not really a good walkable city. Everything is flat, so everything is spread out. So what that means is that when you want to get from point A to point B, you're going to have to drive. My clients that I recently helped try to move here from New York, when they came down to visit, they said, well, we'll be able to walk to your office and then walk to see the homes. And I'm like, no, these homes are 10, 12 miles apart sometimes. You're going to need to rent a car. And he said, well, Jeremy, I haven't driven in 7 years. and he was so freaked out that he had to get behind the wheel and drive a car because he's just not used to it. And so, Myrtle Beach is really not that big of a walkable city. You're gonna have to use that car, and you're gonna have to spend some time in it, which means gas. You're gonna have to spend money on that, and you're gonna have to do all the time dealing with traffic. So overall, that's the second thing that really just frustrates me and bothers me about the Myrtle Beach area. The third thing on the list that really kind of upsets people and also freaks some others out is the wildlife that we have here. Guys, we live in an area which is in a warm, hot climate with high humidity. What does that mean? Certain bugs and insects are going to live here. People freak out all the time when they see a spider in the area, or if they see a water bug or a cockroach or those types of things. But those types of insects love to live here in the warm, hot climate. You also are going to deal with things like alligators. If you live near a pond, or you want to go for a swim in a lake or a pond, you could run into an alligator. So I would not suggest doing those things on a regular basis. You also can run into, out in the forest and in the woods, all types of snakes. And yes, we have some in our area that are venomous. They could cause significant damage to you if you stepped on one by accident. So we do have some wildlife in our area that is amazing to see. Yes, there's beautiful things like white egrets and blue herons and those types of birds and wildlife that you can see, but we also have the other side, which can be kind of dangerous. And here's the thing I'll say, if you leave them alone, as a whole, they're going to let you alone as well. As I shared the other week in a video, more people die from a vending machine than they do from an alligator. So just be careful. When you're around them, they're going to keep their distance from you as long as you keep your distance from them. The fourth thing on the list that really frustrates people that live here in our area, and trust me, it bothers me at times as well, is that Myrtle Beach as a whole has a much lower income than other parts of the country. My father, when we first moved here, he was in education, and he was asked if he wanted to apply for the superintendent's job for Horry County. That meant that he would have been the superintendent in charge of over 40,000 students. He would have had all of these employees underneath him as well as all these students. And one of the things that he simply asked was, well, what kind of salary is it paying? And the salary at the time that they told him, he laughed because he had educators in the Philadelphia area where he worked before moving here that were being paid more than that as just a high school teacher than what they were paying down here. Same thing is true for other careers. Things like policemen, firemen, nurses. Their careers down here are going to be paid a significant amount of money less than other parts of the country. So what does that mean? That means that people get frustrated. They're annoyed. They don't want to come down here and work because it's such less money. But here's the other side to that. As I mentioned in last week's video about cost of living, living here in the Myrtle Beach area is going to save you a significant amount of money as well. So while you're making less money, you're also going to be spending a lot less as well. So don't get too frustrated if you're used to being paid $80,000 and you're only offered $60,000 here. It's okay, everything is relative. You can still move here and have those benefits and have the biggest benefit of all of living right by the beach. That right there is priceless. And the fifth and final thing that's on the list today that I really just drives me nuts is that Myrtle Beach has a ton of tourism. Guys, we're a tourist town. I hate to say it, even though I don't like it. We are a tourism town. That means that things here in Myrtle Beach are designed and catered to attract people to come on vacation here to the Myrtle Beach area. The restaurants, we have enough franchises. Guys, there are so many Olive Gardens and Outbacks here. You could eat one of those every day of the week and not visit the same one twice. There's that many of them. But the thing is that Myrtle Beach creates an atmosphere to attract those tourists to come to the area. Why is that? They are the main source of income into our area. Millions of visitors come each and every year to visit the Myrtle Beach area, to enjoy our beautiful coast, go to our beaches, and enjoy all of the fun things that Myrtle Beach has to offer. That means that if we want to enjoy those things as well, we're gonna have to go to some of those tourist things. Yes, I sometimes take a trip to Broadway at the beach with the family just to walk around. Heck, I've talked in the past about having season passes to the aquarium. Yeah, that's a giant tourism thing that happens here in Myrtle Beach, but it's something as a local, you can go and get locals passes, do it affordably, and enjoy. The other part with tourism is this: it makes some of our roads here in the area almost impossible to get around on at times of the year. 4th of July, you want to steer as far away from 501 as possible. You want to be sure that you're nowhere near the southern end of the beach on bike weeks. There are so many things that happen in the area, and once you become that local, you start to learn this stuff. Why? Because if you get stuck on 501 on the 4th of July weekend, you're easily going to add 30 to 50 minutes to your trip because there's just bumper to bumper traffic. But once you learn, hey, you know what? Let's stay away from those areas at least during these times. And if I have to do that road, let me do it either real early in the morning or later at night, and I'll get around a lot of that traffic. It's gonna make life easier. You're also going to learn with the tourism that, hey, you know what? If I'm gonna go eat at a restaurant, let's try to skip the franchises, or at least if we're going to go to one of those, let's do it at earlier times of the day. Maybe instead of going to Olive Garden at 7 o'clock and standing there for 2 hours to get a table, maybe we'll go at 5. We can go, maybe you only have to wait 15 minutes, get in, have our free breadsticks and salad, and get out of there before the rush comes along. So there's things that you can learn, and even better than that, you're gonna learn where are all the local hot spots to go eat. When you go eat at the local hot spots, you're gonna get better quality food all around. You're gonna skip the frozen crab legs that have been sitting on the buffet for 2 hours that you spent $35 to eat, and instead you're gonna go to the great places down in Murrells Inlet and eat fresh, right off the boat seafood that is going to blow you away. Those are the things you're gonna learn once you live here in the area. And those are the things that I try to share on this channel. So if you wanna learn more about it, make sure you check out some of the other videos. And if you have questions as well, my contact information is down below. Feel free to shoot me an email and let me know how I can answer any questions, or you can shoot me a text or a call. I'm here to answer any questions you have and help you make the move to the area much easier. And as always, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up, get that bell on, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.